People that are hungry are willing to do the things today others won't do in order to have the things tomorrow others won't have.
The question isn't can you handle the situation. The question is can you handle your mind.
What changed? I changed. And I stopped being a victim. I stopped saying I've got to wait for good things to happen to me. And I said I'm going to grind. I'm going to fight. I'm going to work.
A lot of the hardest problems are so easy to solve. We just have to take those steps, which are hard.
I can do anything. I can do it.
Welcome to On the Rise. I talk about personal development, small business, and I interview entrepreneurs on the rise. My name is Nelson Stryker, and I am your host. You can follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at Real Nelson Stryker. And to my rising tide, welcome back to the show. And as always, this evening I have a very, very special guest in the building with me tonight. She's a professional makeup artist, a beauty educator, and the CEO and founder of Makeup by Angels bridal business and cosmetic line. Yeah, she's a big deal. Okay. And she goes by the name of Jessica Rodriguez. Jessica, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, of course. How long have we been trying to get this interview?
For a minute. But
Right?
We're here.
Right? We here, right? Busy schedules and all. Mm-hmm. Right? So look, I like to start off every show with a quote of the day. All right? This one is from Lucius Seneca, and this one says, one of the most beautiful qualities of true friendship is to understand and to be understood.
That's beautiful.
Let me read it one more time. One of the most beautiful qualities of true friendship is to understand and to be understood. What do you think?
I love it. It's beautiful.
It's deep, right?
It's so deep, and hopefully, people actually comprehend what it actually means. Mm-hmm. Because really understanding somebody to the fullest with different perspectives and just trying to, get to know your friends on a deeper level or any relationship in life.
Right.
I think it's beautiful. I love it.
Right. And understand, it just goes so far. You can go so far with that, because if it's like, when somebody understands or they feel what you're saying, you just get like that feeling like, oh my God, like they get it.
Right.
You know? And being creatives like us, mm-hmm. We got ideas, you know what I mean? Like we're hustlers, right?
Right, absolutely.
So when we're talking to people, it's like, do they really get it?
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
And if they do, it's like, you just want to clap, like, on the inside.
Right.
Right?
Yep. True understanding.
Yes. All right. So there's our quote of the day. Look, let's get right into the interview. I got a bunch of juicy questions for Miss Jessica tonight.
Okay.
Yes. Let's get it going. So look, was Makeup by Angels your first business?
Yes.
Your first one?
Yes, Makeup by Angels was my first business ever. Yeah, I came from a business background, running other people's businesses.
Right.
But yes, it is my first baby.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
Wow. So I guess let's dive into brand, because I feel like that's where a lot of people struggle in the beginning, is finding like a brand to either create or attach themselves to. But it's like, when you created this brand, you didn't look back. Like,
no. I had no choice not to look back. Like, my story is a little different. I literally took a leap of faith. I believed in myself. I left my full-time career and I just trusted, I had faith. I believed. I knew that it was me.
There
right?
it is, the faith, yeah.
Yeah. So when you're believing in yourself, I was like, there's no way I'm going to let this fall. Mm-hmm. Like, there's no other option. There's no plan B, C, D, E, F, G, nothing. Like, this is it. I have to go full throttle, and I know myself. And I was like, I am a go-getter, so I'm going to go get it. And you know, it's been years. I mean, 2011 is when I started the business.
Wow.
And here we are. And now I'm on my third business.
It's incredible. That's incredible. Yeah.
Yes.
Wow. Okay, so look, you know, you talked about, you know, having the business background, right, and running other people's businesses. I don't know. Do we want to give them a free plug right now? Like, I don't know. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, because I want to ask you, so, you know, what was your first job? Like, you want to talk about your first job?
Yeah, so nothing to do with makeup at all. My first job was aviation.
Oh, wow.
Sounds crazy, right? It sounds
Yeah.
crazy, right? So when I was 14 years old, my parents put me in, I believe it was called like One Stop Career or something like that. And you had to take a level test. And you took a test, and depending on where your career could place, they put you in training for certain things.
Okay.
And like my sister did it, my cousins did it. Like we were a group. They made us go in and do this together. They wanted to know what level we were at. Like my sister, she wound up doing secretarial work. My cousin wound up working on computers. And yeah, I was put in aviation at 14. So I learned how to fly planes at
That's
14
incredible.
years old. Yeah. So it was amazing. And it was like such a different experience.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't think a lot of people can't even say they did that in their life.
Nah.
Yeah. So we actually went up. We flew and everything. I mean, obviously there was a lot of book work.
Right.
We had to pass all the book work, all the tests first. And then from there we went to simulators, which was crazy because if you crashed in the simulator, the whole thing was shaking. You're blowing up everything. It was intense. It was definitely intense, but I loved it. And yeah, apparently I scored pretty high on a career, I guess. Career level. I was the youngest one in the class.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Okay, so what about, because obviously, so when you finished that, can you talk about, I guess maybe like when you first got your first check cut, you know what I mean? Because like obviously when you're, you know, going through training, but were you getting paid? Like,
Yeah, so
they paid you too?
We got paid to learn a trade.
Oh, that's fire.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, we even got awards at the end of the class. I think I won like most, what was it, punctual. Like I was always there, first one, on time.
Nice.
Went to every single class, didn't even miss a class. So yeah, because we had to do a certain amount of hours, obviously.
Okay, yeah.
But yeah.
Wow, look at that. Aviation.
Right.
From aviation to makeup domination out here.
Right, and you know what's crazy is I went to school for psychology. But yeah, completely different.
Look at that. Obstacles. Obviously, as a business owner, we face them
Right.
all the time, right? Can you think of the biggest obstacle you had to face as a business owner?
So I would definitely say one of the biggest ones for me was being a single mother. Starting a business, believing in myself, and being a single mom, leaving everything, leaving my whole career.
Wow.
Everybody thought I was crazy. I mean, even my family was like, you're nuts. How do you leave a full career where you're stable and no income and I did it. So that was one of the biggest obstacles for me. But honestly, it turned out to be one of the best things I ever did because the beauty industry gives me so much space and quality of life. But when I first started, I was like, who's going to watch the kids?
Right.
How am I going to do this? How am I going to do that? I didn't really have a huge support system at all. So it was mostly just me. So yeah, that was hard. There were times where I got like 2 or 3 hours of sleep when I was running my business.
Right.
Yeah.
That's one thing you have to appreciate, because when you get backed up against the wall and you really have nowhere else to go, you're just forced to tap into this person inside you that just gets it done.
Yeah.
And perseveres. So, I mean, I guess with no support system, I mean, what kept you going?
I knew I had to get it done because there was no other choice.
Yeah,
I left my whole career. But I had a passion for it. So for me, it was embedded in me. And I knew it was something I wanted to do. I had to do it. I had no other choice.
Yeah.
And because the passion aligned, I everything I did, I dreamed about it. Like I
Right.
would go to sleep, I dream about it. I wake up, I get to it.
Right.
So yeah.
So if there's a single mom out there watching this right now, right, and let's say she was in the same position you were in, you know, when you were just backed up into that corner, what would you say to her right now?
Well, one, shout out to the single moms.
There we go, yeah.
because it is not easy.
Shout out to the single moms.
It's not easy at all. But I would tell her definitely to believe in herself, to not quit, to keep going. It's not easy. I'm not going to say it's easy. I mean, there were times where I remember coming in the house, hitting the floor, and praying and crying and wondering how I was going to get through it. But I got through it, and I think the grace of God. And you're not on your own.
Amen.
Yes, yes. So you're not doing it by yourself. And I know it wasn't just me. I mean, God definitely got me through it. But I would tell them if it's in their heart and if it's a passion of theirs, it's there for a reason.
Right.
And go after it. Like,
Right.
God put it in your heart for a reason, and it's pretty much probably already yours. You just have to go and take it.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what I would tell them. To
Okay.
go take it. Go get everything that is theirs.
There we go. Boom. Excellent advice. Okay. So when did you realize that, you know what, this is really working for me right now? Like, I've made it into this space. Like, I'm a professional. Like, this is my field. Like, this is my industry. Like, when did you finally realize, like, this was your calling? Like, you got a year on it? Is there something that you dropped? Like did you launch something?
I mean, I did launch a cosmetic line.
Okay.
But I think, let me think. I think there's so many different moments in your life, in your career, that bring you to that aha moment. Like, and I feel like I continuously have it. And I think that just means I'm in alignment. I'm in alignment to what, my calling is, because I've had them so many times. I mean, from when I have people in the industry calling me and asking me, how did you do this? Or, people wanting to show up to my master classes, or just being in high demand in general, like having to turn people down. I'm too booked.
Right.
So a lot of those different moments, different like pivotal moments in my life. And then I think even money-wise, financially,
Right.
When I had my first week, that I was like, oh my gosh, like I literally worked this week, and some people don't even make this in a month.
There we go.
And I remember, I even remember calling my dad, because he's like my best friend. So I remember calling him and crying, like, oh my gosh, like, I just made like, 5 figures in like 3-4 days. And I was like crying, like, I'm like, working for other companies, working for somebody else, I didn't do that. I would have never did that. And I did it on my own. And the fact that I was in such demand, and I was like, don't get me wrong, I hardly had sleep, but by the end of the week, I was like smiling. I was in bed like smiling. But yeah, it was a beautiful thing. And each moment, I'm hoping I hit multiple more moments like that in my life.
Yeah,
So,
you will. You will. You definitely will. So, okay. Now, in terms of expanding, because obviously when you're talking about, making a certain amount of money, hitting certain goals, right? As we mentioned earlier, you have 2 additional businesses that you expanded into, right? Or I mean, I guess could you kind of say, well, they're kind of all in the beauty business per se, right?
Correct.
So you expanded into another area. So what gave you the confidence to say, you know what, I'm ready right now for something new, and I know I'm gonna do my thing here, like.
Okay, so So I'm a very spiritual person, and for me, I also like to write things down. Right, I write down my goals. Everything that I've pretty much built has come to me in my dreams. And I dream about it, and I get up and I write it down. So it's all kind of come to me. And when I started the brand in general, my bridal business, I knew that I wanted a cosmetic line. I knew that I would expand. So I would write it all down, and if I had a dream or if I had a vision, I would write it down and then make it happen. So that's that is pretty much what happened. So the cosmetic line came to fruition after a while, after years of research. I researched it for a long time. Obviously, you have to create your own brands, and then I launched it, and then pretty much the same thing with the new pink print. So it was something that I always wanted to do. I always had thoughts. I wrote it down, and I brought that to life too. So,
there we go.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, bridal, I mean, obviously, that's a huge business, right? Now, obviously, people getting married. I mean, especially here in New Jersey, right? I'm sure that business is wild. Right. So
it's beautiful too. At the same
right.
time.
I could see that. I could definitely see that. But when you're, doing your own thing, and maybe you're just doing events, you're doing individual gigs, right? But when you cross over into bridal, how did you feel about doing that right before you got in? Because doing your first wedding, like, were you nervous? Like, oh my God, like,
Absolutely. Absolutely. So yeah, I think in the makeup industry in general, you kind of have to find your niche.
Okay.
You have to find what fits for you. And I literally tried everything. I mean, runway, I've done some video, some news, everything. I've done TV, like everything. I've pretty much done it. And for me, when I started to get asked to do bridal, it kind of just, started coming to me. I just loved it. I loved dealing with one of the most important days in somebody's life and making that woman feel beautiful and giving her like all the confidence that she needs to get her through the day.
Got it.
Like I tell people all the time, I'm like, the funny thing is, like, we are the most important, besides obviously the groom and the wife and the husband and wife.
Can't forget about the groom, right?
Right. Besides them, we are definitely one of the most important people at the event, because we are making the bride feel and look beautiful. So yeah, I love it. Sharing moments with them, and in this industry, you care so much about your brides. You want to make sure that they're coming out, they look amazing, they feel amazing. And I mean, at times, yeah, we're like their therapist, their voice of reasoning. We're calming them down, and I just love it. That's
incredible. So, and you're talking about clients. So, how about some nightmare clients? What do you, what can you say about some of those clients that are like, what is it called? Bridezillas? Is that what it's called? So have you had any?
I love my brides. Shout out to my brides. They are definitely the MVP. But no, I have had, this year, well, not this year, it was technically last year, I guess. I had like a really bad experience. Oh my gosh. I even heard before I got there, the mom was threatening to punch me in the face. Because it was like, I think it was like Labor Day weekend, or it was like a holiday weekend, and I hit traffic, and I was like 20 minutes behind.
Yeah.
And they were ready to fight me.
That's
it? Yeah, right.
20 minutes?
Yeah. So I had another, sometimes we take multiple brides in one day, but my team was there. Like, I had two artists handling everything.
Okay.
And they were mad that I wasn't there with, my team at the time.
But
I
wasn't
did.
There.
Right. And I did make it there. I was just like about 20 minutes late. We can't control traffic.
Yeah.
But we had enough time to get her done. But she You know what? Sometimes it's the moms. I think it was
Okay.
the mom was the one that was like telling my team, like, when she gets here, I'm going to punch her in the face.
I can understand that. I mean, she's probably paying. She's probably paying for that thing, right?
Maybe.
Oh, man.
But yeah, but usually, you know, my brides meet me before the wedding day.
Okay.
We do trials. We get their look together. We're making sure they are flawless
Right.
before the wedding day. So most of them know me. But in my program, it's so funny. In the new pink print that we are launching, I do talk about choosing the right clients for you because you have to protect your peace too.
Right.
So making sure you have the right energy, you're aligning with the person because everybody's not for everybody.
That's right. That's right. That's a good
So,
point.
yeah. So just like the clients choose us, we also have to just like the clients choose us, we also have to choose the client.
That's a great point. Great point. So you got a new program. Let's get into it.
Okay, so I created the pink print pretty much for everybody in the industry. When I started in the industry, there was nowhere that I can actually go to that taught me business.
Okay.
Most people come out of makeup school or makeup academies, or even if they're self-taught and have no idea on how to create a business,
Right.
How to stand out in the industry, how to create a multi-six-figure business.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm pretty much giving that. It's 10 steps to success.
Wow.
And as long as they follow the program, they will jumpstart their whole career. I'm giving them years of knowledge, everything it took, like, for me, my wins, my fails, everything. So they're going to do it in half the time that I did it, pretty
Wow,
much.
that's incredible. Only 10?
10 steps, yeah.
That's incredible. Wow.
Yes, 10 steps to success.
Okay.
I mean, there's a lot in that 10 steps, and they
Oh,
got to
yeah.
follow those steps. But if they do it the correct way, then yeah.
Wow, that's incredible. Now, how long did it take to make this?
Oh, it took a while. One, it's been in the works for a really long
Okay.
time.
Yeah.
So everybody has been asking me to get into education, and you know, I love just the educational side.
Right. The training, teaching.
Right. I feel like I am one of the OGs in the industry. When I started in the industry, there was really nobody.
Wow.
There were maybe 3 or 4 of us in the tri-state area that were like the go-to artists. So everybody, I feel like, has called me at one point, like, how do I do this? How do I price myself? When do I start raising my prices? Where, you know, so I'm pretty much giving them that all in this program. So it's just a one stop place where they get everything, but I'm also going to give them some lessons too. So not only do they get like how to run their business, but they're also going to learn like signature techniques.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Wow. I'm excited for you.
Me too. I'm so excited.
And this is the first program that you're launching like this, right? So it's the first of its kind.
Right, correct.
Wow.
Yeah, right. And I believe that I am pretty much the only one in the industry that really focuses on business.
Okay.
So I know there's tons of probably, you know, different like, you know, prints out there or different types of how to run a bridal business. But a lot of them focus on like technique and things like that, where I'm focusing on how to run your business. Like, we're going to make you successful.
Right.
Technique and, you know, skills will come in time, but I'm giving them like the main bread of the industry.
Right. And it's because you have that business background,
Right.
you know,
Correct.
for those years that you put in before you dropped the business.
Yeah, that's the hardest
So,
part. I feel like,
yeah.
you know, just staying like consistent to your business, just showing consistency in your business and being a reputable business to where people know like, okay, they're professionals, you know, which is why I feel like the business has, you know, gone on for so long. My business runs itself at this
Yeah,
point.
that's
Like,
incredible,
it's a running
yeah.
machine. And so, yeah, I'm going to teach everybody else how to have a running train pretty much, where your business is just running itself at one point.
That's incredible. Congratulations, girl.
Thank
Damn.
you.
I'm excited. So, okay. So now, as far as, because I know you have the cosmetics line as well, right? So how are you juggling, you know, the bridal side, you know, you're doing the gigs, you know, you got your team. How's the cosmetics line working out? Like, how are you managing that?
So I just recently launched new lip glosses on the cosmetic line. So that's
Ooh.
exciting. We're expanding now. And you know what? They're all my babies. So it's easy to juggle them. You know,
Okay.
when you have so much passion for what you do.
Right.
And I mean, obviously, it's not going to stop there. I still have so many things that I want to do,
Mm-hmm.
other goals that I want to reach. But you know, the makeup line is my baby, and
Yes.
you know, I use it on a consistent basis on my clients.
Mm-hmm.
I love the products, and we're going to be expanding.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm excited about that.
Wow.
So excited.
Now, real quick,
Yeah.
can you give like a little something from the pink print, a little bit? Or how about this? How about something about, because for makeup artists, you have to have a kit, right?
Yeah.
So can you give, some folks out there a tip about your kit that maybe is in there or maybe not in there?
So yeah, so we do dive into the kits.
Okay,
in
boom,
the pink
there we
print.
go.
It's a huge part of being an artist, right?
Wow,
Saving money
okay.
in the industry, knowing what to have in your kit, what not to have in your kit,
Mm-hmm.
what products work together, because you know it's a science. Makeup is a science,
Yes.
and so. I would say one of the biggest things about the kit that people don't know is knowing the products that actually work together.
Okay.
So yeah, I would say that would be it. I even give them a list of like
Nice.
what products have like silicone in it, what products clog your pores, so that they know what to use on their clients. So it should jumpstart them, because obviously silicone doesn't align with water, right? It's going to separate. So if you're using a silicone-based primer, but you're using a water-based foundation, guess what's going to happen to that client in a couple hours? So yeah, a lot of people don't know that. Makeup has a science to it as well.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And you can tell she is a professional. Okay? You can hear that, and you can hear the passion, right?
Oh, I love it.
In that delivery and how you explain that. It's incredible. So I know this is going to sell. It's going to sell like crazy. So I'm so excited. I can't wait until
God willing.
you brag about your numbers. I think it's going to be incredible. I know you got students already, but I know after this, the amount of students that you're going to have is going to be like...
Well, hopefully, because you know what? I just want to give back in the industry at this point.
Yeah, that's great.
You know, so many people just don't know how to do it. And
Yeah.
there's so much money to be made in the bridal industry. Not only that, it's just given me a quality of life, you know? So I don't have to work 50, 60 hours a week anymore. I can work, 10 hours a week. You know, obviously I work more than that, but like it just gives me quality of life. I'm home with my kids, I'm still a single mother. And it just, I'm just able to do so much more. So
God is good, right? God
bridal
is good.
Right. All the time.
All the time.
Yeah. The bridal industry is where it's at.
Okay.
100%. So I feel like anybody who's passionate about it, they can do amazing in the industry.
Excellent. Okay. Now, you talked about the goals. Do you want to maybe throw one of them out there that you're trying to hit before the end of the summer, before the end of the year? What are you thinking?
New goals. Let me think. Well, one, we're launching this, the
that's a
goal is
big
to
one.
launch by
Yeah.
Monday.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a huge one. Definitely expanding the makeup line,
Okay.
the cosmetic line. And oh my gosh, I have so many goals. So many, I mean, sometimes.
You wish you had your list on you right now?
Right. My goal list is so big that it scares me.
Yes.
But I'm like, if your goal list isn't huge, I mean, what are you doing?
Exactly.
Because I have already checked off certain things on my, in my lifetime of goals that I wanted to achieve. And now, so this is the third thing that I'm checking off on my list. So I feel like every time I accomplish something, I have to set new goals.
There we go.
There's tons of new goals already written down, and some already might even be in the works a little bit. So super excited about that. But no, it doesn't stop from here. Even with everything, I love fashion. So there might be some fashion stuff in the future. You never know.
Right. Excellent. Okay. Okay. That would be a very nice addition to what you got going on.
Right.
All right. So you want to send your plugs out? Any shout outs? You want to plug the website?
Yes. So you can definitely follow me on Instagram. It is Jessica Makeup by Angels. Same thing on TikTok. Same thing on LinkedIn. And let me think. I want to shout out to my team. Definitely. Team Makeup by Angels.
Boom. Yep.
Yes, because without them, I couldn't do this. My marketing team, Invest Success. And
I like that. Invest Success.
Yes.
Hey, you might have to trademark that one, girl.
Well, that's them. That's not me. That is my marketing team.
Shout out to them.
Right, they're amazing. So yeah, and then the Pink Print will be coming out Monday. Definitely check that out, and I'm super excited about it.
That's excellent. Excellent. So that's Monday, July 10th, correct?
Yes.
Excellent.
Makeup by Angels Pink Print, guys. Make sure you check it out.
There we go. All right. So to my rising tide, thank you for watching. And to those of you on the podcast, thanks for listening to On the Rise. Subscribe, leave us a rating or a review so you don't miss any level ups from the show. And let's thank our guest, Miss Jessica Rodriguez, for coming out tonight and sharing her business and her experience with us. All right.
Yes,
So take
thank
care,
you for
Jessica.
having me.
Yes, it was great. Take care. Good luck on Monday.
Thank you.
All right. Take care.